Welcome back, ladies. We are up to chapter 9 of Nancy Drew and the Clue Crew, the tortoise and the scare. We're almost done. Have you figured out what happened to Rainbow? Who took her? Let's see what clues this chapter has. This is chapter 9. Wait and see. Nancy, Bess, and George raced through the wildlife center towards Rainbow's habitat. As they turned the corner, Nancy was half expecting to see someone emerging from the enclosure, but it was still empty. She went right to the back room, circling the small refrigerator, but no one was there. Nancy opened the refrigerator. The medicine is still here. Everything was exactly as they left it. Even the basket of strawberries hadn't been touched. If it is who I think it is, they'll be here any moment. You have a strong feeling about someone? Bess asked. Me too. I wonder if we're right, George said. We should hide. Do a real stakeout, Nancy said. She loved having stakeouts with Bess and George. It was when you waited for a suspect to return to the scene of a crime or a particular place. Nancy was sure that whoever came back for Rainbow's medicine would be the same person who took her. Nancy glanced around the room, searching for somewhere to hide. There were mostly storage bins and cabinets for supplies. Nancy opened the biggest cabinet and found bins of gravel and fake branches that were used in different reptile exhibits. She crouched down on the bottom shelf, leaving one door open a crack so she could still peer out. Bess ducked behind a giant bin of carrot tops, and George hid behind a door so that when it opened, she'd be completely hidden. Ooh, here's a picture. Who is that? Is that Nancy? Is it George? Or is it Bess? What do you think? I know it's Bess, because I just read that she ducked behind a giant bin of carrot tops. And if you can see, it's labeled carrot tops, so that must be Bess. They stayed perfectly still. They waited and waited some more. Nancy was bent over, and her back started hurting. She didn't know how much longer she could stay squished in the bottom of the cabinet. She started to rethink her hiding spot when the door opened, lighting up a room. A tall figure in a baseball cap and sunglasses tiptoed to the refrigerator and opened it, their face glowing in the light. They were wearing a baggy sweatshirt over their clothes to disguise their identity. They reached down and grabbed the bottle of medicine from the top shelf and tucked it in their pocket. Then they turned to leave. George sprang out from behind the door and switched on the light. Bess rose up from her spot behind the storage bin, and Nancy opened the cabinet, stepping into the room. "Stop right there," Nancy said in her scary "you better listen to me" voice. "We know you have Rainbow." Who are they talking to? Let's see. We have a Clue Crew page here. It says Clue Crew and you. Join Nancy, Bess, and George in solving this mystery. Or turn the page to find out who done it. Let's see what they have here. See, I think you have an idea. Let's see if this helps you. Number 1, Nancy, Bess, and George ruled out Abby and the twins. We learned the suspect cares about animals and the people who work at the Wildlife Center. Who else could have taken Rainbow? Think about your suspects. Take a moment, write those names down on the paper. Who in the story could have taken Rainbow? I bet your first answer is going to be on top. Is there someone else you're not quite sure about? Let's look at number 2. The Clue Crew interviewed a lot of people on this case. They talked to Abby's mom, the twins, and Lisa. Who else could they have interviewed? Write down your thoughts on a piece of paper. They only interviewed 3, Abby's mom, the twins, and Lisa. Is there someone else they should have talked to? Might be the same people you think are the suspects. Let's look at number 3. Nancy, Bess, and George studied Rainbow's enclosure for clues. And they found a footprint that could lead them to the tortoise taker. They also know the medicine hadn't been taken. What clues do you think they could have looked for? Make a list of your ideas on a piece of paper. Did this help you? Do you know who took Rainbow? You're going to have to listen to Chapter 10 to see. See you soon.